Well, good. Well, good. We're good to go. So, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Saturday Zoom focused around pillar number one. We're going to get into the meat and potatoes in just a few minutes. But just to start off with, guys, I would encourage you, if you did not see the meeting this morning with Terry Bryant, with Stephanie, with Mama Bear, Tammy Castronova and Freddie. Guys, that was one of the most powerful things that I have, just listened to and experienced in 10 and a half years of being here, and that's saying something. And it was like 45 minutes of recognition. Rankin, winning the trim down and the ignites, the amount of sponsoring, the inception points. And it was just like boom, 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 boom from Mama Bear and Terry, had so many people on her team. Courtney's name was mentioned. Jessica's name was mentioned. There was probably a couple other ones that are on here that were mentioned. Steffi did the same thing. I mean, it was just mine. Tracy was recognized. And, it's just so cool to see. I still have goosebumps. And it's like, thank you, Lord, for this awesome team we have been blessed with. But it was just doing the right things over a period of time, and just seeing it was just so exciting. So I did send Taylor a text earlier this morning. All the stuff is on the audio, and for some reason, the 6-pillar link that was there was not the same as what it was, 5 days ago or 4 days ago, but everything is still there on the audio. And I think it's simpler and I don't know for sure if the audio is going to be completely removed and it's just going to be in those segment bites where you just have pillar one, you just have pillar two. I think that's the direction it's going to end up. Congratulations to you guys. Thursday night we had 36 people. We were at 32 and we jumped to 36 people on, so awesome job. And the people that shared last week, each week it's getting a little bit, you guys feel it growing. This week we're going to have all the slides. Anna's going to help me. All the slides will be there. And so as I open up, there'll be the bullet points of the company. As the person just goes into the products, there'll be a picture of the trim down trio, the core, the ignite, and the ultimate. When we talk a little bit about the passport and the rewards program, going to put up the first picture of Park City. And I know just you guys heard this, that we're on there. We cannot disclaim income or bonuses. That is a big, big thing that we all have to be aware of, ourselves and anybody on your team. It's all of our responsibility to watch and, see what's being said. So if anything comes up, I would kindly identify that to that person, let them know. You just got to be aware of this. If it's not changed, then I would support or encourage you to take it to your upline. And then we can just handle it a little bit, because it's that significant. On the Tuesday, Thursday night calls, I think Terry had mentioned something this past week. We were instructed by Taylor, instead of just posting the invitation on a page or sending the invitation directly to the individual, Taylor had suggested to, get them to raise their hand. Would you possibly be interested? And Terry's comment, I think, are part of what she had addressed. It just seems like it was quicker or faster or something along that if you just invited them in. Or you want to clarify what you said or what you were trying to, the point you were making, Terry, because it was a valid point.
It is a valid point, because this is my 8th year and I totally respect Larry and Taylor, the hand raise. I'm just sharing because this is a focus group feedback My experience is, I spent, and that's the other things. I spend a lot of time inviting, and it takes away from my reaching out, but that is reaching out. But I'm trying to get people there. So I sent 35 to 50 invites. I got 2 hand raises out of that, and 1 showed up. So what my experience from other ones I've when I invite people, more show up. So I just want to bring that point up where my challenge is. I understand the hand raise, and then I've had some hand raises that you don't like it because it's so much business. So I'm just careful how I present. Just saying that.
So do you think you would have more of a turnout if you just sent the invite directly? Then do it. Let's do it. And we're going to be able to see it. We'll know. And, we have to adapt. We have to adapt. We got to make little they're giving us a great, powerful blueprint to run from. That doesn't mean based on our own circumstances, our own people that we are connecting with, our audience, our language, their language. And we just, whichever way you want, we'll do it that, feel free. I'm gonna do a split and see if anything stands out. So thank you for that, Terry. That was, very, very valid. Over the past 3, I'm getting one step ahead of myself. Tuesday, Thursday. I'm being asked to report back to Larry once a week how many guests were invited, how many actually showed up in signups within a 24-hour period of time. So if you guys can help me with that, I can do the guess, but I don't always, who's everybody. I know the total, but just really, and it's being accountable because we are on track. And Larry and Taylor told me this. It would take about 3 to 4 weeks of doing this consistently and fine tuning it and working on the stories and getting the flow. And now this week finally we're going to have some slides, but I'm just technology challenged with that. But between the 3rd and the 4th week, you're going to see a shift. You're going to see your participants double and triple. So I don't know if it's going to happen this coming week or the following week, but we are on track and cannot wait till we go over 100, and then we have to up the amount of people that can be on Zoom. So I got a feeling that's coming. Courtney, unless anyone else had more than 5 guests, which I don't think anybody did, Courtney is the winner of the $50 gift card. So congratulations to you. And just, just this last couple of weeks, Courtney, the time that we've shared, I know you got a lot of great people, support. I am so beyond excited and proud of you for what you're doing as a mama, the responsibility that you carry on your wings, the pressure that you're under. And you know what? You just are doing phenomenal. And I'm so proud of you, like everyone on this team is. But I wanted to acknowledge and Aaron, being on, Sharon, you're growing. You feel it. You said something yesterday. You're one of the first ones to comment. And just like this shirt, no heart, no chance. I know you're a Viking fan, but Vince Lombardi, it was heart power. Heart power. Let more of that out. Maybe somebody in the next couple weeks thinks you're crazy. If they do, you're on the right track. Because you got it in you, brother. You got it in you. And, Tracy stood up at the last minute Thursday night, just crushed it for the first, getting back in the groove, and has, I don't know how many people, 6, 7, new signups last month. And Terry, I just, your team is just, everybody's team, but just thank you for stepping up and be a part of this. And I think that what you decided to participate in with Taylor's Empowering Women group, that is, that woman, you guys are kind of how you are grounded in the same place in your love to serve, you know, and to empower other women and people, but mainly women. I mean, I know you empower everybody, but so, well, if anybody got any questions about what, I want two other things. Even if you're not going to be on the Tuesday or Thursday meeting live, don't hold that back from inviting somebody. Just do it anyway. Something comes up, but a lot of times if we don't participate on something, guess what? We don't let our team or our customers, or if we stop, they stop. So I would just wanted to touch on that. The other thing with your stories, with our stories, all of us, we made a lot of progress in 3 weeks. I think everybody made a lot of progress in 3 weeks. And I know because things have been tweaked, they've been GPSed, we don't have them in our heart yet, we don't own them yet. And so we're having a tendency to read off script, read off a board. And it's okay, but moving forward, record it on your phone without your script, and then listen to it. And then read over you don't have to do this boom, 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 but over a few day period of time, record it, listen to it, look at your handwritten script, and read that. Later in the day or the next day, go record it. Listen to the recording, go back to script. You only got to do that, guys, about 3 or 4 times, and you'll get it so that you don't even have to look at it. You own it. It's yours. And even if you forget something or you mess something up, nobody's going to know. I mess up every time I'm on the phone or this. Most people don't know. Some do. So just wanted to touch, on that. But, last week we talked about the Thompson rule, the 80, the 15, and the 5. And the more and more you look at, this gig world that Larry and John Fleming and Taylor talk about, the network marketing world, the space that we've grown up in, 6 million compared to 60 million. And we know 80% of them are looking for what? $500 to $1,500 a month. Knowing our audience in Pillar 1, demographically, if anyone knows the breakdown of description of the language in the groups under age 35, what are they looking for? What's that $500 to $1,500 a month mean to them?
Do you want us to answer?
Absolutely.
Okay. I mean, what I wrote down when I watched it was something that gave them a gleam in the eye and the bounce in the step. So whether that was okay, I'm trying to make sure that my wording doesn't. Okay, so asking it one more time so then I can make sure before I start rambling on.
When you look at the demographics of those 80% of the people in the gig world, if you will.
Yeah.
Up to age 35, that $500 to $1,500 a month, there's a certain thing that's going to do for them. Get the hair, the nails,
yeah,
the formula,
coffee. I mean,
yeah,
school,
car
payment, rent, yeah, exactly. Groceries.
I don't know about hair and all that stuff, but hair and nails. It's shopping. Maybe a car they don't have to ask their husband for. So that's the demographics of the language of that group up to age 35. So we have to be able to talk in a language, with them. And it gets back to that same thing that we talked about, regardless of what the audience is: fun, simple, magical, flexible, and won't disrupt their lifestyle. That group from 35 to 55. I mean, what's that? What language do they speak?
Grandkids, vacation, mortgage. I don't know. I'm not 35, so I don't know.
It was a good
I'll, you know what? Being 40, I'll speak to that group. I'll speak about that group since I'm 40. You shut it down, Troy. And just the 30, you know, under 35, that demographic too, I just wanted to speak to one really quick is instant gratification. That whole demographic, not so much the under 35s, but the 20 somethings and whatever. I think that they're about
100%.
instant gratification, right? So it's like, oh my God, they see it like happening instantly. And it's like, that's exciting to them. So we can speak to instant gratification to that group. I mean, because I still think I'm 25, so I'm excited about instant gratification too. But that other group, the 35 to 55, which they said was 50% of our demographic, is, and I think that like for Mike and I, you know, we're looking at, and this goes 55 and up too, but more in the 35, we can speak to retirement. We can speak to travel. You know, we can speak to any, you know, helping kids pay off of their college debt or whatever. But like for me, it's finding out like what would be fun for them. Like Mike and I want a motorhome. You know, we want to buy a motorhome. Like, wouldn't it be so cool if you had $1,500 extra a month? That, I mean, what's your dream? What's your dream? It's like dumbing down. And I hate to say this because it goes so against what I learned the first 6 years of being in this business, but it's sort of dumbing down dreams. It's like not shooting for I want this mansion in Beverly Hills, but it's when I first started this business and my husband deployed to Bahrain for a year, what excited me was the fact and what my goal was. And it's funny because I was in that 80% when I first started. And my excitement and my goal was making $1,000 a month while Mike was in Bahrain for a year, thinking when he got home, I would have $12,000 in the bank. That was like, had nothing to do with anything else that we had, that as a celebration of him coming home after a year, the three of us could go on a kick-ass family vacation. And that was literally my goal. And surprising to me, within that 6 months, I made $3,000 in that 6 month, which was shocking. But I made that $3,000 going for that $1,000. So that became like shocking. And I'm going to be very honest with you guys because we're a small group. I stepped back from this business. I love this. I freaking am obsessed with this 80-15-5. Like, I'm obsessed with what we're learning right now because it is so relevant. And I stepped away from this business because I felt so pressured to be a 5 when I was like, I just wanted to have fun. And there was so much pressure to be a 5 because, and I understand this and I accept this and I own this, that people saw in me what I wasn't seeing in myself, that I could be a 15 or a 5, but I was happy where I was at. And if that happened, I mean, to me today, it still seems like unobtainable in a sense. 5,000 a month seems obtainable. It's just keeping things in perspective and letting the magic happen. Like moving forward and letting the magic sneak up behind the people that we're sharing with.
Love that.
But propelling forward, if that makes sense. I don't know.
No, it makes
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Terry, would you comments, please? I know you're just.
For the 60-year-old in 2 months.
We need some wisdom right now, sister. No.
I love that. I love the young coming up, and I love seeing. I mean, I love in church. I get to learn from the kids. I get on my knees and I learn from them. But 55 and above are looking for, you know, now to travel, to be with my grandkids. Like Courtney said, this is the grandkid age for most 55 and above. So travel to be with them, travel and to bless your family when they're struggling, not to enable or spoon feed or hand out, but to be able, if they're in a bind, to be able to help your family. And as you have older, like my parents are in their 80s, you're looking at possibly assisted living, or my sister in a care center. That is outrageously expensive. So to be able to help with that, and then retirement. Some people don't have retirement funds. So, and healthcare, I can say healthcare, thank God for Zingular, because our health is awesome. So, but people that age are looking for this, so we can speak to that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mhm.
This morning, I was talking with Tracy for a few minutes, and something, and you can touch upon this too, because it made a tremendous amount of sense and was very valid. And we're looking at the explosive growth because of technology. I mean, the name of the game is putting as many people as you possibly can in a testimonial page. And then the chats, the text replacements.
Mhm.
And I looked at that from the demographics of the up to 35 to 55, and then 55 and up. And this is just an outside, an observation looking out. I think that type of communication obviously is working, but I would say of a lot of our growth, using that has probably been favored on a younger group, possibly of people that, they're communicating with their hands and their phones. And what we were talking about, you can touch on this, Tracy, it's like, yeah, that process is great and it's working, but where's the true interaction with the human being? There's no words, there's conversations. I mean, what is that? What is that? What you were you talked about that earlier.
Yes, so here's the thing. I love the fast chats. I love it. I think that they are super handy. But what I've noticed, because I'm doing a few of them now, and it's all new to me. So I'm doing a few of them now. Those of you that know me know and are getting to know me. I'm a people person. So here's the thing too. Through this last 3 months with the COVID-19 and all of this and all of the isolation and everything, I have FaceTimed everybody. Like I don't make phone calls anymore. I've gotten to where I FaceTime or I messenger chat. And then I'm talking about with my friends, because I want to see them and I want that connection. I want that personal connection with my friends. And it's just different. It's different for us right now. It's different that we get to see each other and, see us in our homes and see Courtney with her baby. And it's a different sense than if we were all on, like what we used to do, like when we would get on our phones and do, group.
Anyways.
Yeah. Or we'd even have our meetings on the phones. Remember, like we'd have call-ins, like these people to call in to our whatevers. Like, so, and even when we're doing these Zoom meetings now, it makes it so much more personal. Like, and I think that, yes, there is that demographic where the people that are just like, I don't want, this is great. And I know that Leslie Olau is really good with these fast chats and has signed a lot of people up with them. But for me, I have found that it gets to the point where I can almost sense frustration on the other end, where people are like, almost like, who am I talking? Like, who is this? Because it seemed very robotic with the, you know what I mean? And it wasn't like we were. So what I've been doing, and I'll just throw this out there, and it's just what I'm doing, because it's what makes me happy and what makes me feel like I have that connection, is that we go so far with the fast chats, and then we're like, we'd love to touch base with you, just so that that, I said I would love to touch base and just let you know that I'm a person, like here I am. So, and I've been doing messenger chats. So I'm having my people put their new prospects in a 3-way messenger chat, starting with the fast chats. But what's closing the deals for us are the messenger, when we call. and we do the 3-way FaceTime messenger chat, because then it's just like, you know what, here I am, this is me, and it's been so fun to, chatting with you, doing and getting to know what your needs are. So what is it that we could do to provide you? I don't know. It just, to me, that interpersonal connection after everybody being so isolated just seems to make a difference to me.
With that, Tracy, so are you just like messaging them like on regular messenger or phone or whatever, and then like as in a chat, and then at the end, I just want to make sure that I'm understanding right.
Yep.
And then at the end, you're getting them on a video?
Yep. So if you have like your, say you have Sally underneath you who has Betty interested, right? So you're like, but Sally wants to, make the little bit of money. And so she's like, I want to share this with my friend Betty. Then say to Sally, okay, put us in a 3-way chat on Messenger. You take the lead, but I'll just be here, with you to support you. Or maybe if you need me to answer any questions, because what we do is we text behind the scenes too, like, can you step in and answer this? So we're in this 3-way messenger chat with my people. Like, I'm not having them go rogue and just do this on their own. Like, I'm just in the chat, but I'm not interacting at first, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm letting them do their thing, but then like Lauren, she's been saying, well, let me introduce you, to my coach who's on this chat with us, because, I'm fairly new at this. And then I say, hey, Betty, thank you for giving us all of this information. That's great. I'd love to put us on a quick video chat so that we can just fill in the blanks for you. And then on Messenger, all you do is you hit video, and then what's a good time for you? And then you all meet in Messenger, and you just get on a 3-way video chat.
Yeah, I personally had a lady I was messaging, and she got overwhelmed. It was too much. There was a lot of information, and she just randomly called, and I was like, hello, here I am. And same thing as she was like, okay, we go over the same thing you just sent me, but will you just say it? And so we probably had like a 5-10 minute conversation going over it. And she goes, okay, now I'm going to go back and look at the information one more time. Whatever, I'll get back with you. And I'm kind of the same thing. I mean, I'm a very like outgoing, loud person, and I like that, not necessarily one-on-one, but I like that like personal connection, I guess, regardless if it's on the phone or video. And so it's the same thing for me, is I'll use the group chat. I mean, I can't wait for us to start being able to have parties again. But that's kind of what I've struggled with too, is I'm sending not necessarily these paragraphs, but I'm sending these group replacement texts. And I feel with some people it works, and with just some people it's a little much.
Right. And Taylor, they were talking about being able to read your audience too, so you can kind of get a sense, like I can sense when people are getting like, for example, last night we had somebody that we were messaging with and we sent that thing out about, tell us about your health problems, and do you have problems? And she's like, whoa, that's like a little like too personal, like that's a lot of information that I'm not quite ready to share yet. And honestly, that's the first time that's happened to me in a long time, where somebody was just like, whoa, I'm not quite ready to share that personal information just yet. And so we respected that. And so I'm not going to go into the next one that's this whole diatribe of, everything else. And I'm like, you know what? We totally respect that. How about sometime tomorrow when it's convenient for you, we get on a video chat, and, you can just fill in the blanks for us and let us know exactly what your goals are and what you're looking for. And she was like, that's great. So we're doing that this afternoon. So we're going to meet in Messenger and just do that video chat. And if somebody were to see you, Courtney, that you're having this great success, that you're this mom, you're this beautiful mom with this little baby, having a chat with you about what you're doing makes it so real, otherwise you're just Courtney out here like, who's this girl that's saying that she can, do this, or that I can have that success, even as it pertains to weight loss.
Mm-hmm.
These are even just customers, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, here I am, I'm this, I don't know. I just think that along with this, the 6 pillars and all of the things that we're doing, it's super important. And as having my own business for 30 years, being a manicurist, it's being able to read people and what their wants and their needs are. You know, I had clients that would come in that just needed to talk the whole time. And so I wouldn't talk. And I'm a talker, as you can tell. But then I'd have clients that came in that just wanted to read. I mean, so you just have to kind of pick up on the vibe of the person and the prospect.
Mhm.
And another thing with this is the art of the blue ink. I wrote down, they got to feel good about you, it, and themselves, whether they act on it or not. And I found kind of same things. There's something I pulled from, I think, the X-Acts page. And then I had a conversation with Troy as well, just getting more personal with them. Like, how much weight do you want to lose? And normally, for the most part, people will say, like, oh, I want to get down to this weight, or I want to lose this many pounds. And then I've just been taking that extra step. And like you said, some people don't want to talk about that, but I haven't had the issue yet of someone going like, oh, well, that's way too much. But I'll go, okay, you want to be down 20 pounds, or let's say 50 pounds. And like my next question would be possibly something like, what would it do for you if you lost 50 pounds? Like, how would you feel? Or, you know, and I guess it just depends on the person, and it kind of can be off with some things because you're trying to talk about like their goals and whatnot and like the product. But I feel that sometimes taking that extra step, like I had a full conversation with the lady before I gave her any information with one of my girls yesterday. And she's a mom who had babies 11 months apart. My babies are 18 months apart. She has 2 kids. I have 2 kids. She was able to lose weight after the first kid, but not after the second kid. Same thing. And so there's a lot of things that we connected with. And so we sat there and we talked about that, kind of like what I went through, what she went through. And then, but we were able to bring it back into the products and what the products have done for me. And it was just so much more personable, versus if I was to have continued to just do the
Video, fast chats.
The fast chats.
Yeah, this lady in particular, it was more about what I realized for her was that she was on certain medications that were personal to her. So I think that, you know, again, being able to read that whatever, you know, that she didn't know me. And, you know, she's a friend of Lauren's. And I think that it was just putting out there that, oh, I take, you know, 6 different medications was just a lot for her to divulge to people that she didn't really know all that well. And what's so funny is by us just stepping back a little bit and saying, we completely understand and can respect that, she started to open up. It's like, oh, okay, so they're not like, you know, blah, blah. And losing weight is an emotional process for people. You know, it's an emotional process because most people are overweight because they're emotional eaters. So being able to have that connection with somebody, and then yeah, I could talk to you all day, I can tell, but
Same.
I know, so it's, yeah, so anyway, we're like taking over, but hopefully that was helpful information.
Terry, when Tracy just was talking, and Courtney, you know, in the process and what has been working very well for different groups on your team, you know, with the chats and stuff, would you touch upon, because I know as they were talking, I felt that there was something that obviously with the amount of people that you're working with on this, you know, what's working best and what have you seen, and, you know, what can we all make better?
Well, our team is totally in explosion mode, and it's because they are duplicating the fast chat, you know, from mostly Maddie. You know, I was doing the X-Twins 2 years ago, you know, following theirs because of my age. And then Maddie's so young, but it's happening faster. And so I started adopting it, and our team's exploding with it. But what we are doing different is person is different. Like Tracy said, you have to find, you know, some of them go quiet. And so what I do when I'm is do a voice text to them so they hear your voice. The video chats that Tracy's talking about, I've got some people on here that are intimidated by that, so I'm very careful not to offer that. I've done it with Courtney and some of my team. You know, we've spontaneously showed up on people, and you sometimes don't want to do that because they don't. But there is an audio button so they can listen. I like that Tracy said, set them up, but I'm still finding people because they are vulnerable with their weight, even don't want that. So what's been successful with our team is I have gone back to, after I've led them through those main questions, what I hear you saying is so we're not telling them what they need. They are telling us. And I said, do you have a few minutes? Can you get on the phone with me? And most of them are going back to getting back on the phone. We had stopped that and led them through the enrollment links. And some are, some just want the link. And it's funny because Mackenzie, I did a mentor call with her last night, Bassam, and she was sending her link to the page. She goes, well, I'm doing that. And I go, no, the enrollment links, it's at the bottom of your XPO. And she had no idea about that. So I think some of our team doesn't know what the saved enrollment links are. And she just made it, her brain just went, wah, and she just got to sign up this morning. Because those saved enrollment links are game changers. If people don't want to get on the phone, you hand them the link of what they just said they wanted, bang, you've got them. So
this is what I'm struggling with the enrollment. I love the enrollment links, but this is where I'm struggling with. So I was talking to Mackenzie one day about subscriptions, and she said a lot of the reasons why she gets subscriptions on almost every order is because she lets it be known how important it is. Where I'm struggling is I've been using one of the fast chats for setting up the subscription and then putting the link in, and it's not, I guess it's like a 50-50. Like some people are going with it and some people aren't. And I feel that it looks back on me as if like I'm not getting my subscriptions in. And obviously it's just going to hurt me and everyone above me in a sense in the end. And so what would be your best advice? Like, because if I was to get somebody on the phone, it would be way easier to have that conversation with them. And that's what Mackenzie said. Is a lot of the times she'll have them on the phone and she'll let them know how important it is. But then when I'm just sending out an enrollment link and then talking about the subscription, I don't know. I don't even know if that's making sense.
Well, it actually varies per, again, individual. My experience is when I do send the enrollment link, I immediately send out that subscription right away. And I'm having people sign up because I send that text out that says, just the Accelerate. I had one girl just order the whole Trim Down Trio again on her own. So that works for me. And then toward the end of the month, I just said, let me get you on the phone because I wanted those orders now. And then I said, I am putting an Accelerate on your account because in 30 days you're going to run out and one item. And I tell them I'm doing this and I don't ask them.
Okay, so when you're sending the enrollment link, then I guess we could have this conversation later on too. Sorry, Troy. But you're filling out the enrollment link, and then are you going to the part of where it says the subscription? Are you automatically putting it in? So when they send it, they don't even have to touch that. They just have to put in like their personal info?
No, you can't do that. They have to do it.
I didn't think so, but because I've been sending that fast chat out, and I've specifically been sending that fast chat out first and then sending the enrollment link, so then they have to read it and they're not just going to click on a link. But we can have that conversation later on about that.
Can I just ask a question too? First of all, my husband's like sitting over here and he's all, this is the best singular meeting I've ever heard. So thank you, Troy, for letting us just like interject with each other and learn from one another because it's so great. And, being that I've been out of the loop for a few years, I'm learning all these new things myself. But again, it's feeling people out. So what I've noticed too is, and this isn't me, like I'm not nefarious with this in any way. So like with people, like I'm I'm pretty honest. You guys saw, I don't know if you saw my video. I just tell everybody if you have 10+ pounds to lose, it's the ultimate transformation, kit. And hopefully you have $500 to invest in yourself. And if you don't, then you need us more than You need us for more reasons than weight loss. You know, because everybody should have $500 in their bank account to go out and buy whatever they want, which is hitting that demographic, right? Just that $500. Like if you wanted to get something, and I share this with them, if you want to buy something for yourself, like for me right here, right now, today, if I wanted to go out and buy something for myself, of course, I would speak with my husband about it first, but I would feel sad that I didn't have $500 in an account that I could just go out and get that particular thing that is something that I've been wanting. So I just share with them, I'm like, gosh, you know, let's get you that money. Let's get you that money to go get that thing so that you have that freedom, you know? But what I was gonna, that's a tangent. What I was gonna ask, and Terry and guys, maybe you can answer this. I've had really good success last month just with people sending them to the website. Here's the link to my website. Go on my website. You know, this is what I suggest that you get, but have at it. So what's the difference between the enrollment link, Terry, and the website? And what's your thought on that? I mean, I know what your thought, but tell me.
Yeah, Mackenzie talked exactly about that. Is she sends them her website and doesn't hear from them because it's too confusing. There's too much out there. It's too
not the website, but the link. I guess it's like mytransformationsbytracy.com, where it sends them right to where they can sign up, right? Is that what it is? That the same as the
you have a special? Okay.
website? Yeah. Well, the website that I set up on Zingular, my Zingular website.
Tracy, I'm gonna mute it out really fast because my kid's crying. But you're talking about the one where it says "Learn more" or "Buy now,"
Yeah.
right?
I think so.
And then they click. If they were to click on the right, it says "Buy now," and then it literally brings everything up, and they just choose and pick it and put it in.
Yep.
So the difference is, again, it's still overwhelming. Unless they already know what they want, handing them the enrollment link is the best thing because it's all set up for them.
It is. Okay.
It's
Maybe
easy.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's at the right under your Founders Club points.
Okay.
Here
Thank
quickly
you.
and set
Hey,
up a.
Tracy.
Yeah.
We added that beautiful option while you were retired.
While I was what do bears do while I was hibernating?
Yes, that too.
I was on hiatus.
It's all right. You're back.
I got a call coming in.
Okay.
I gotta go.
All right.
Hey,
Thanks, Gary.
Tracy, what I like about the enrollment link versus the website is kind of like what Terry was saying, is you can specifically just send, like, if they want this product, or this kid and this product, you can literally just put this. Like, you put the member or the referring number, you choose everything for them, you send it out, and all they got to do is put in their personal information and go from there. Whereas the website, I mean, I guess it's one of those things where it depends on the person too, because I have found if somebody goes, I've had people go, I just want to look at the website. Can you just send me the link to your website? And with some people, I won't even have the conversation because they're so set in their mind that that's what they want to do. So I'll just send them my website link so they can go check things out. And then I just reiterate and say, if you have any questions on specific products, or you have a goal in mind that you want to get to, let me know and I can help break down what each thing is. The thing that went wrong with people going to the website is they started trying to pick things that they thought would work for them, and it wasn't, like, they wanted to lose weight and they didn't get Accelerate.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense. So,
Yeah.
but I feel like it kind of just depends.
I'm trying to, Lauren just, she thought the meeting started at 1:30. I'm sending her the thing to get on the meeting because this would have all been so good for her.
It's
But-
recorded.
Oh, okay.
So
Perfect.
I just had a couple more things. And I mentioned it in the chat yesterday. We had, I think in my first 4 levels, there were 16 people that had signed up in the first 4 days, all as members. We had 156 total people in our team as of 4 days ago that had signed up. So we have 156 new people already. Well, in the first 4 levels, they were all members, no referring members. Out of the 156, there was right at 10% that actually signed up as referring members, and not, I don't want to say just members because we value them, but that's as Larry and Taylor talk about growing by addition. Every now and then, maybe some duplication, but not multiplication. And based off the 80% of everyone that signed up with us so far this month and last month, 80% of them are on track to retire broke. 80% of them are in debt. 80% of them are living month to month, week to week, day to day. It doesn't matter if they're living in a $100,000 house or $1 million house. And what I challenged, hi Lauren, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. But what I challenged yesterday in that message was be as equally passionate about sharing the business as you are the product. Not more, not less, just the same. Because 80% of those people need what we have only if it's $500 to $1,500 a month. And we just got to get better bringing it up. And sometimes it's just okay. It's okay. It's not, they're not ready. They don't want to do it. Some want to wait for the results. We understand that. A lot of those are going to upgrade. That happens. But if they're, if they feel that way at that point, I just come back and, I'm not going to try to change their mind. I'm not in the mind changing business. And I would say, you know what, Tracy, no problem. Let's go ahead and get you started on your Ignite kit. I'm going to give you an incredible 8-day experience or journey coaching. On day 9, we're going to celebrate. And on day 9, after you're completely satisfied with your results and how I've been as a coach, what I'm going to ask you to do is to introduce me to 8 to 10 people that you feel would be interested in hearing what you did and let them make up their own mind. You can set the stage for referrals before you sign them up. Imagine every customer. Day 9 is big celebration day. We celebrate what happened. Remember, Tracy, before we got signed up, or you got signed up, I asked you, would you do me a favor? And the favor was, upon your complete satisfaction, great coaching, great tools, great results, that you would be willing to introduce me to 8 to 10 people. You're going to know where they're at in their results. And say, Tracy, who do you know that's looking for more energy? Tracy, who do you know that wants to sleep better? Tracy, who do you know that would love to lose maybe possibly 9 pounds and 5 1/4 inches or whatever like you did? That, guys, is a powerful way to set the stage for always getting referrals.
Troy, will you be willing to write out some verbiage and send it over?
Yeah, I have to record it because there's a disconnect between my brain and my finger writing stuff out. Yeah, I could do, absolutely.
Or just like type something out. I mean, or just kind of like a gist of it, and then I can come up
I'll
with
record
something.
something and post it here and let I'll do that.
You know what?
But this is powerful, guys, because you know what? Some people are not comfortable meeting strangers. I've never met a stranger in my life. But it sets the stage. And then the other thing I wanted to touch on, regardless of what day of the week it is, this is something that Larry shared with me the other day. Regardless of what day of the week it is, let's say it's Wednesday and you're talking to somebody or you're communicating with somebody in your messages or your chats. It's Wednesday. Hey, by the way, we happen to have a private Zoom meeting tomorrow night to go discuss this more. By the way, would you be open possibly to join us? You're having dialogue. You're sending them some information. By the way, it's Thursday. Hey, by the way, tonight, it's Friday. By the way, Tuesday night, It's Saturday. By the way, Tuesday night, it's Tuesday. It's powerful. Just to subliminally, because guys, what's going to happen, and Lauren, we shared this earlier, Taylor and Larry shared with me back in February, and then got to really engage with them in March. It was going to take about, 60 to 90 days to put this together, what we've been on track for. And then when we started our Tuesday, Thursday meetings, they said it's going to take about 3 to 4 weeks because your team's got to see that you're serious. Your team's got to see you showing up every Tuesday and Thursday and Saturday. They've got to see you being the big promoter of getting guests on. You've got to get guests on. You've got to get people signing up. So they see that. And they said about the 3rd, the 4th, to the 4th to the 5th week, you're going to see your guest participation levels triple. And we are on track for what they said, but more importantly, because they've already had several other focus groups doing this since last fall. There was one last week, they had 456 participants on. And they started 6 months, we started 6, so that's what's come. We're going to blow past that because that's not good enough for this team. But guys, just that, and I say, work on your stories, what I talked about earlier. This was recorded, Lauren, and we'll post it here. Work on your stories, practice them. Next week, we're going to be going over Pillar 2. It is right now in audio. I don't know what's going on. I did send Taylor, but it's all there. And this is even, I like it better because it's in these pieces as you're talking with someone based off what they're discussing, you're GPSing the conversation. Tracy, what I hear you saying is confirm. May I make a suggestion? Confirm. Why don't you go look at pillar number 4? Or why don't you go look at how to employ yourself in the millionaire mindset? So these are going to be great because at the end of the day, we don't want to teach our people these concepts. We don't want to teach them. We can't lift their weights for them. They need a membership just like they do a gym membership to get them in there. But guys, is there anything else? I promised you guys that we would not take this over an hour, and we're nibbling on the time. So is there anything else that needs to be discussed or touched upon?
Can I just throw out one more suggestion?
Absolutely.
First of all, Aaron, you need to calm down. You've been talking way too much today. Secondly, though, what I want to say is, like what Lauren and I have done, and what I think is cool, what's been going on, and I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but even when anybody has signed up, I'm like, hey, can you do me a favor just for fun? And it would really help me out. Could you post on your page that you're super excited to get your Trim Down Trio and start on your journey with weight loss? Would you be willing to do that and tag me in it? So that's at the beginning. So have them do that at the beginning, and then have them then say, once we get your results, would you be interested, or would you be willing to introduce me to H10 Friends? But I'm having them at the as soon as they order their products. Oh my gosh, Sally, would you be interested? Could you do me a big favor and just say how excited you are to get started on your 8-day Ignite and get your Ultimate Transformation Kit on your page and tag me in it? Like whether they're a member or a distributor, because I'll say, if I get any referrals from you, we can talk about like so many referrals, you'll get a free product. But if Sally starts getting 10 comments or 12 comments, I can call Sally and say, dude, if you sign up like 10 people, your kit's paid for. So let's have that conversation real quick before I go ahead and sign them up. Because I would much rather you get the commissions and get your kit paid for, although I appreciate the referrals. So I'm just a thought.
Awesome. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
I've got 2 things real fast. Sorry, Troy. I know you want to talk. I saw your mouth opening. So first is when it comes to our like GPS and our story, me saying like my first 2 weeks I made $800, is that okay? Is it just like the monthly income, like, and now I make not $30,000 a month, but is that what they're getting at? Is that they don't want us talking about like, oh, I'm making $3,000 a month, I'm making $30,000 a month, I'm making however much a month.
I would say that you could bypass the dollar amount and focus on what it has enabled you to do that you were not able to do before.
Okay, so don't even bring up the $800, more so like I'm now able to buy my kids diapers, wipes, like their daily necessities. And
What else did you do last month that you weren't able to do?
I was able to pay rent,
Absolutely.
things like that. Okay, that's what I just wanted to make sure. I didn't know if I just wanted to like double check on that. And then my other thing is some more on like the business side of things. I had this lady yesterday, she has 6 kids, only can afford 2 products. And I had thrown out there that, because she was originally looking at the trim down trio, and then she was like, I'm trying to keep it under $100. And so I threw out there, I would pay your referring member fee if you were to get the trim down trio. You have 6 kids, you're talking about your finances, and it's completely none of my business. But if I could help you make an extra $500 to $1,000, even just get your product paid for, is that something that you'd be interested in if you invested in the trim down trio? Is that overstepping?
I don't see, no, because I am posting, it hasn't been, because if it was possible, perhaps, maybe.
Okay.
See how we are like compliant friendly just with that verbiage?
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I have not seen anything, Courtney, or heard anything. You know, I've been here for 10 and a half years, and I've never had compliance call me one time.
No, you're a professional, so.
Well, because I came from a securities background, selling stocks and bonds, and compliance. What you didn't want to have to deal with compliance with the SEC.
Okay, I just want to make sure, because I sent that out, and then I never heard back from her, and then I responded back and I said, there's absolutely no pressure, I just wanted to try and help you out maybe. If not, these are what I think would be best for you.
Exactly. You know, just like the gig economy, the data has indicated based off statistical facts that these 60 million people in the gig economy are looking for a way to possibly make $500 to $1,500 a month.
Well, exactly. And she's a stay-at-home mom of 6 kids, and I thought, well, there's my opportunity. But then it's that like fine line of not wanting to overstep boundaries or like be offensive towards someone. Because me, I'm like, be offensive. Tell me like this could put money in your pocket as a stay-at-home mom. It's not like it's not going to offend me, but I also have a lot thicker skin.
I mean, I used to send people pictures of my checks. You know, I wasn't trying to brag, you know, about the check. It was just showing them this is what is happening. This stuff's real. You know, and I don't do that anymore. You know, just like even on my first GPS of my story with Taylor. You know, she just like, you know, I've started here, done this, and now almost $2 million in earnings. She goes, do you want the FTC to call you? So I changed it. You know, it's enabled me a lifestyle to do this and this and this. And that kind of keeps it, you know, the way it needs to be. So, guys, thank you so much. And Courtney, I'll get your address.
Aaron, are you trying to talk or are you waving by?
You muted yourself.
I'm trying to talk.
Just overstep. Just talk.
You're not going to start hyperventilating already, are you?
No.
All right.
Quick story. The other day, a gal messaged me, and I know her, and she said, I'm very interested in the products. Well, I hit her with the first fast one, and within 5 minutes, she ordered 2 kits. And I was like, what in the heck is going on? But it was amazing to me. But I knew her age, and I figured the fast chat would work, and it did. But I'm in the middle of the 35 to 55 age range. And usually that doesn't work with my age group. But I had, I kind of just experiment with stuff. So
That's what I've been doing a lot of. I've just been doing a lot of experimenting, and I'm finding just with certain people, I mean, like it says, it comes back down to the language and reading the person. And I'm finding with some people, I'll totally skip the fast chats, to be completely honest, especially if it's someone I'm close with, because they're going to call me out and go, Courtney, stop. And so I'll just say, this is what I'm doing. This is what it is. This is what it's done for me. Like, where are you at? What do you want? And like, I've had people go, I'm honestly just looking to lose like 5 pounds. Like, they don't really have the weight to lose. They just have a little bit of pudge or something. And I want the energy. And I'm saying, look, I started off with this kit, but where are your finances at? What can you afford? Well, I can probably afford this much. Okay, well, then I think you should go down with this one because it's going to be the best bang for your buck. You're not going to be putting yourself in debt over it. I personally thought it was worth the investment, but it's totally up to you. And I'm finding something like that is like really clicking with some people. And then there's others where I send that fast chat out and they're loving the fast chat. And they're like, tell me more, tell me more.
have you found that like in the 45 age range, they want to talk on the phone? That happened to me this morning. He's 50 years old. He wanted to talk on the phone. Can I call you?
Yeah.
I'm sure can.
Because they're
Boom.
more
I'm pretty
skeptical.
sure he just signed up. So it's like,
Woo!
whatever. So you got to be flexible and adjustable. I mean, I'm learning that. So
And I want to ask you, Aaron, because you were one of the first ones that I had reached out to about this.
yeah.
And just because of your raising your hand and wanting some help and some, just and it's been awesome. But how much of a difference have you seen, or do you feel? Because I've known you've been back there in that academy, maybe not as crazy as I have been, maybe more so. But how much of an impact has this had for you?
It has totally changed my life. I can tell you that. Before this, I never wanted to learn anything. I just worked and worked and worked, and now I'm diving into these things, and it's awesome.
Well, it's incredible, Troy, because it's things that are relatable that you can bring into your life. Like it's lessons that can go with other things and not just like the business. That
In this
80-15-5 is just so relevant with so many things.
I can see it in my construction business too, the 80-15-5. Very relevant.
It's at home. It's just at home.
Yeah.
80% of the time, it's awesome.
Yeah.
50%, it's kind of marginal. 5%, it really, really sucks. But we focus on the 80%, But this, if maybe possible, perhaps, I got to make sure nobody's here listening because I'm going to get caught.
Like best training ever.
It works like a charm at home. It's amazing. It's like you get almost everything you want, and because you're helping them come up with a natural, logical conclusion. I mean, would you perhaps, maybe if you have time, would you okay? And I'm like, I almost have to think I'm going to start laughing. And then my daughter, after a couple weeks, she goes, "You sure are talking weird lately." And I go, "What do you mean?" And she goes, "These just words." She goes, "Did you go to English class?" I go, "I learned adverbs, yes." I thought they were adjectives for a while. So
When my wife first got me into this, she wasn't really into the business part of it yet. She signed up as a free member, but so we went 2 months and I didn't know anything about the business. And then boom, I'm like, let's do this. We gotta go. So we missed out on some of the stuff, but I'm not gonna stop. So and to keep
Well, I
going.
just feel that like my overall just like demeanor, like just talking in general with people. I mean, I've always been a talkative person and I've never been scared to talk to somebody. But at the same exact time, when things get a little bit more like serious, then you're kind of like, I'm more reserved, like, I don't want to say the wrong thing. And now I just have a little bit more like confidence where before it, because I am younger, I don't want to overstep those boundaries for people who are older. And we all have like different opinions on things. And I've just been a little bit more like holding back, not wanting to put in my 2 cents, where now I'm feeling more comfortable to like interject. But in a good
I
way.
love the way you said that.
Courtney,
I was trying to figure out my words.
can I just say something to you, Courtney? You're such a little doll. I'm just going to say this and then I'm not going to say anything else. But back in the day, I learned one thing, and this was amazing for me. You'll never say the wrong thing to the right person, and you'll never be able to say the right thing to the wrong person.
I love that.
So you be you, you know, you do you, boo, and you just say, you put out
That's
there
true.
what is in your heart, and it will never be wrong if the
Yeah.
person is right.
I love that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This was good, Troy. This was good.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, Lauren, did you want to share? I know I loved watching you and Tracy do your video the other day. That was just an awesome creative idea.
Great idea that
Uh-huh.
Laura had.
Good.
That was awesome.
What was the video?
We'll see how it goes. We okay. So just trying to bring more people into the group. We're giving away one product next Friday, and so they have to comment on our Facebook page. They've got to share it with 10 of their friends. You know, like it and just try to get it out there so we can get more people to see us and, you know, see how it goes from there.
Love that.
So we posted it in, and it was such a fantastic idea that Lauren had. I love it. So we posted it in our Before and Becoming group, and then we each posted it on our personal pages too. I did. I think I did. Yeah. And so we're trying to get more people, but it's cool because whoever comments on it, it was a like the post, comment on the post, share the post, the video, and then there was one other way. But then for each thing they get into a drawing, for each thing that they do, they get their name put into a drawing, and then next Friday we're going to go live and give away the product. And then we're going to do, it's like, what do we call it, Lauren? It's our Fun Friday.
Yes, Fun Friday giveaway.
Amazing giveaways. Yeah.
I love that.
But I mean, we're giving away just like different, you know, like little, we'll just see like how it goes and how we get out of this. But some of the giveaways are just going to be like, you know, we'll pay your membership fee. Like, we're not going to get crazy every week, you know. We started out with a bottle of Zing, but then we're just going to go and we're just going to make it up as we go along.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But just try to be consistent with
Yep.
it every Friday. Every Friday.
Guys, thank you so much. Appreciate your time. And next week will be pillar number 2. Courtney alluded to it earlier, the 3 Ps, you know, posture, presentation, and positioning. And just, you know, in preparation for this, I'd encourage you guys, if you can, over the next couple of days, listen to it for next week, take notes. And through the week, regardless of who you're talking with, because what the key there is to making, and you talking with people, making them feel good about you, making them feel good about whatever it is you are discussing or presenting, but most importantly, making them feel good about themselves. And it works at homes, with kids, with, you know, if my family gets a hold of some of this verbiage, I got a feeling it's going to come back to me. But how cool is it that regardless of where you're at, it's making people feel great about themselves. And I quadruple ditto what Tracy said earlier. You can never, ever, 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 ever say the wrong thing to the right person. And you can never, 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 ever, ever, ever say the right thing to the wrong person. Just be you. That's all. Just be you. And if you want to have more fun, you know, because it's fun, simple, magical, flexible, won't disrupt, but really on the fun, you know, part of it. Be the real, authentic, bold version of you. You can have a lot of fun with that. I know that because I get to do that every day. And you know what? I'm able to do that every day. It's taking time. But a few years ago, I was able to eliminate the fear of the mother of all fears, which is the fear of judgment. I don't care what anybody thinks. I know who I am. I know I'm a good person. I make mistakes, but I don't care because I know most of them ain't gonna come to my funeral anyway. But, and I guess the little twist to that is, if we could just all leave people just a little bit better than we found them every single time we found them. Wow.
Done it right.
So thank you guys. Have a blessed day. Hey, Courtney, you want to have some more fun, sweetheart? Have a couple more kids.
No, I'm okay. I can have enough fun without a couple more kids. I've got 2 kids, and then we've got like 14 chickens, 4 ducks,
Wow.
a hen, or not a hen, a goose.
You like the Beverly Hillbillies.
Kind of, except in Hood River.
Oh, I'm so proud of you, Courtney, and you are just, you know, I'm just so proud of you and your age and your responsibility and how you've I'm just so proud of you, you know.
Well, it's just like in the messages yesterday, I was saying I have to, I have no choice, but it's one of those things. I do have a choice, but it's that deciding factor on, do I want to be successful and put my kids in a position and my family in a position that we're never going to be in the position we once were. And so it's one of those things where it's yeah, I have to, but it's also a choice, and I choose to never be in that position ever again.
From the bottom of my heart, we're going to do whatever we can so Courtney can stay home with the babies. You know.
So we can go vacation with the babies.
So just what you shared with me, and it just opened my heart. That look at the love that beautiful soul has for her babies. That she would do whatever to bring in another income stream, even if it meant separate herself from the babies all the time through the year to do it.
Yeah.
That's when you were in my heart before. I mean, you went in a couple layers.
So I'm assuming you'll be at my funeral?
Yeah, I'll be at your funeral. No, I won't be. My bald head will be long gone before that. All right, everybody have a blessed day.
All right, bye,
you
guys.
too.
Love you guys. Bye-bye.